Go ahead and get started. All right, guys. So today we're just gonna, or this evening, we're just gonna go over taking things back to the basics. I know there's a lot that goes into this business, so it can get very overwhelming, especially in the beginning. Um, Everybody's doing a lot of things with it, which is great. There's a lot of things going on now that weren't in play when I first started 3 years ago. We didn't have all these training groups and all these additional groups that you could be added into and things of that nature. So what I'm going to talk about this evening is just kind of bringing things back to the basic 3 vital behaviors. So whenever you first started out, you definitely should have heard of those right away, and if not right away, upon further research into the company, the 3 vital behaviors. Now, what's crazy is you can do all of these additional things, and I mean, I believe that they can definitely help your business, but it is possible to build this business just following the 3 vital behaviors. I know this because that's the way my coach did it, and like I said, 3 years ago when I signed on with her, that was all we knew. That was all we did. So there wasn't all of this additional. And she built her business to a 6-figure income just doing those 3 vital behaviors. If you are like me, you need less information, less details. I'm the kind of personality that needs bullet points, the kind of person that's not going to read all the directions, the kind of person that just jumps in. So it really helps me to be able to filter all this information and all these different things down into the 3 vital behaviors. So we'll just go over what those are first of all. Number 1 is being a product of the product. That's very simple. You drink your shakes, you do your workouts. No one wants to purchase something from someone or follow someone that's not doing what they're selling or not walking the talk. So that's a pretty obvious one, and you want to make sure that every single day you are drinking your shake and doing your workouts and posting about it. Number 2 is to invite, right alongside, being a product of the product. You want to make sure that you're also letting others know what you're doing and letting others know quite frequently that they can do it with you. It's a community, and you're always inviting someone to something, whether it be a challenge group or a free clean eating group or to be a coach or to join you at a fit club or something like that. Just always make sure that you're putting those invites out there every single day. That's one of the vital behaviors. And then number 3, which often gets skipped over but is very important, is personal development. Beachbody is very big about changing yourself from the inside out, and if we don't start with our inside, then we're not going to be able to help others. So it's huge to always be bettering yourself, and personal development will do that for you. It's the same thing as the age-old self-help book, and they get a lot of criticism and people laugh at things like that. But if you are reading these things and taking in this information every single day, it's going to stick with you. I constantly catch myself speaking to others and using something that I read in my personal development, not even on purpose, not quoting it, just, man, that is exactly what I just read yesterday. That's what this person's going through. I mean, with Beachbody or just an everyday conversation, it comes up. And so it's just very important to always be reading, always be bettering ourselves. So those are the 3 vital behaviors. And we just want to make sure that we don't get overwhelmed with all of the additional things that we can add in. I would suggest new coaches starting out, when you sign up a new coach, only discuss the 3 vitals. Make sure that they are very comfortable with those 3 vital behaviors, because that's our core. And then start adding on all the additional things, especially if they are someone like me that does better with the bullet points. I'm what you call a quick start. So that means I just like to get going. And if you bog down someone like me, a quick start with a whole bunch of information, then I'm just going to be like, oh, no, this is not. This is not for me. This is not what I signed up for. Now, of course, there are going to be those who want the information, and you should be able to key into that in talking to someone. If you're talking to someone that asks a lot of questions, just go ahead and know they're the type of person that needs the information. So give them the information. Don't let them feel like it's not there. And if you yourself are one of those people that needs the information, there's loads and loads and loads of information. So you're never going to have a lack of information out there that you can always look at, and resources, and following other coaches and seeing what they're doing. Just tons of info out there for those that need it. Also, even if you're not first starting out, I like to use getting back to the basics as a restart. Like if I've gotten, I've been doing this for 3 years now, if I've gotten a little going through a rut, or, things aren't going the way I want them to do, I have to stop, go back. Am I doing the 3 vital behaviors? If not, then that is why your business is not flourishing. And sometimes you think you are, but if you really stop and think about it, you're like, I didn't really invite anybody yesterday. And so you have to be doing that, or it's not going to work. And it's a very good idea to have a checklist every day. Even though it's 3 things, just put your checklist there, and it's really 4 if you have shake, workout, PD, how many pages you're going to read, and invite. And you can even put how many people you're going to invite per day, and check it off every single day to make sure that you are maintaining and doing those vital behaviors. Another point to this, getting back to the basics, is that we don't have to reinvent the wheel. I think originality is great. When I see a post that I haven't seen anyone else make before, I really enjoy seeing that, and I like to be original myself. So I have many times just spent so much time coming up with something that I thought was amazing, and maybe not gotten that much response from it. And there's nothing wrong with trying to be original. I think that's great. But at the same time, we need to remember that there are tons of successful coaches that have already paved the way. And if we follow what they're doing, then we will have the same success that they've had. Duplication is key in this business. So you want to make sure that you're not doing anything too crazy that the people behind you can't follow. You want to duplicate the people above you who have already become successful. And in turn, you want your people to duplicate what you're doing. And that's how this business works. I mean, that's multi-level marketing to a T. Duplication is key. And so one of my favorite things that I ever read, it was Tim Robbins that said this, is that success leaves clues. So if you find a successful person in any field, let's say you want to be a veterinarian, or, it could be anything, but for our purposes, a successful Beachbody coach. If you look at Lindsay Matway, or you look at Lindsay Stay, or, there's tons of them out there, you can follow exactly what they did, and they've already proven that what they did works. So you follow the clues that they've left behind, and you yourself can have success as well. So make sure that you get on your social media, find these coaches that are successful. If you see a team call, I'm always posting, I'll be from here on out posting too, the team calls from DFG, and I'll probably post those on Wednesdays, just so that we can get ours out of the way and then watch theirs or discuss theirs if we haven't. But whenever someone speaks and something that they say really resonates with you, it's a good idea to go ahead and find that person on Facebook and follow them, or friend request them. A lot of these higher up coaches don't have availability where they can accept friendship, but you can follow them, and then their posts start showing up in your newsfeed, and that's just a great environment to put yourself in, so that you're constantly seeing. When I look at my newsfeed, it is 99% Beachbody coaches. Another thing to keep in mind when you are looking at your newsfeed, though, is that that's not what your target audience is seeing. So that's important to remember. A lot of times you don't want to post the same thing as another coach, because it just gets in your head that they're seeing what you're seeing and they're not. If Jennifer is looking at my news feed, or she sees my post and I not copied, but I did a similar post as such and such, she may not be friends with that person. So obviously it's not going to be the same things being repeated. And there are going to be times when you do see the same thing. Of course, you always want to add your own flair to something. You're not going to copy and paste someone's post verbatim, But they made a post about how working out at home is a lot easier for them because they have children, with a picture of their living room and how this is their gym and their kids are over here in a walker or whatever. I mean, you could do the exact same thing, but of course it's going to be your kids, your home gym, your words. So, I mean, I think that goes without saying. Now, let me see, where am I here? One thing about success leaving clues is that if you can find a business model that has already been proven and follow it, then you can be successful. Beachbody has been proven. I've looked at several different business models. It's the only one I've seen that I feel like the average person can succeed with, without having to invest a lot of money. Now, you do have to invest a good bit of time and energy and heart and soul, but as far as other businesses out there, most of them require that you invest a lot of money, right off from the beginning. Even some of these other multi-level marketing companies, you have to have a lot of inventory and things like that. We don't have any overhead besides our business fees, which I think are very minimal, and your own shakes and workouts and things like that you're purchasing for yourself in order to be a product of the product. So this business model has already been proven, so just follow it. Follow, like I said, what other coaches have done, and you can be successful. I'm going to leave you with a reading that I suggest. If you haven't, read The Compound Effect, Darren Hardy. It is exactly what we're talking about. The compound effect is defined as the principle of reaping huge rewards from a series of small, smart choices. And those small, smart choices for us in Beachbody are the 3 vital behaviors. It's not a whole lot that you have to do each day. Now, if I were to give you a list of 10 things to do each day, we're all very busy, obviously. A lot of us are mothers. Some of us still have a full-time job. Just across the board, we're all busy people. There's no one that's just waiting on my next assignment or anything like that. Everybody's got things to do. So you're much more likely to stick with something if you keep it basic, keep it simple. So even if you feel like you're good with the 3 vitals and you're beyond that, take it to 5. Make a list of 5 things that you want to make sure you're doing daily. Just make sure that you're consistently marking off everything on your checklist before you add a whole bunch of other things. Let's see. And that, I think, will ensure that you're able to stick with it and move forward. And the compound effect talks all about that and about making small changes each day, getting these things accomplished, and in the greater scheme of things, how much of a difference that will make for you. So that's all I have as far as getting back to the basics. I'm going to stop recording and then just open everybody up if anybody has any questions or anything else they want to talk about. And we're unmuted now. Hey, Steph.
Hey.
Hey, Dana.
Hey.
So does anybody have anything they want to add or any questions or concerns? No.
No.
Oh, I thought I stopped recording and it says it's still recording.